Good morning, students. Hope you all are doing well. Welcome to the computer lecture. Today we will start with our new lesson, chapter 1, basic block diagram of a computer. Chapter 1, basic block diagram of a computer. Kids, we have already learned what is computer. Computer is an electronic device which accepts human data, process on it and gives us a information as a output. So here we will learn about one by one each part of a computer system, how it is being made. So in this topic, in this chapter 1, we will cover input unit, storage unit, processing unit and output unit. So this is the diagram given here. Go through the diagram properly. It is the basic block diagram of a computer system. See, here in the beginning it is the input unit and two boxes are between. There are two boxes which is storage unit and the central processing unit, and at last the output unit is there, and all the black color line which are being given there, it denotes the flow of data or flow of information in a computer system. First of all, let me tell you what is data. Data, it is the raw collection of facts and figures, numbers, letters, whatever that we are giving through the input device, those are known as the data. And whatever the computer process the data and gives us the answer, gives us the result, it is known as the information. The diagram, this one diagram, I have already attached the PDF. So you have to draw the full diagram in the computer notebook. So keep it with you, and when the school will reopen, I will check all the lessons that I have covered. So please draw this diagram in the computer notebook. Next, what is input unit? Kids, listen. Input means whatever that we are giving to the computer system to do the work, that is known as the input. For example, in the classroom, when a teacher is teaching you, she writes something on the computer in the blackboard. So she is writing something, so it is known as the input. And you people, what to do? You have to study the things, that is known as the processing, and whatever that you write in the examination examination paper, that is known as the output. So input means whatever that we are giving to the computer system to do, that is the input unit. What we are giving? We are giving the data and instructions. So what is data? Data means the raw collection of facts and figures, numbers, letters, those are known as the data. And what do you mean by instructions? What to do with the data, that is known as the instructions. For example, 5 plus 3 equals to 8. Here 5 and 3 both are known as the data. It is the collection of numbers. And what to do with the data? We need to process the data, means we need to add the data. 5 plus 3 and the result comes 8. Here 5 and 3 are data, and plus or addition is known as the instruction. Kids, here I will give one more example. See, when you need to make the orange juice, so whatever you will do, first of all you have to take some oranges. So those oranges are known as the data. And what to do with the orange? You need to make the juice. So what to do? You need to grind it, or you need to make the grinding in the juicer. So that is the process and that is the instruction. So here data will be the oranges, and what to do with the oranges, that is known as the instructions. So input unit accepts the human data, process gives it to the CPU. So sometimes what happens, whatever the numbers or letters, whatever that we are giving to the computer system, the computer doesn't understand, because computer is also having its own language. So we are using our own language to communicate with the computer, but the computer doesn't understand our language. Here the main main function of a input unit is to convert the human language into the computer readable language to make the computer understand what we need to do with the data. So this is the basic functions of a input unit. Then some examples of the input devices are keyboard and mouse. These are the basic input devices which we are using in a computer system. So in the next video we will learn about storage unit of a computer system. Thank you. Welcome back, kids. In the previous video we have already learned about the input unit and the devices of the input unit. So here in this video we will cover about the next topic, which is storage unit. Computer memory storage unit or the memory unit. So what do you mean by memory unit? Memory means in our human beings the day-to-day life activities are being saved or stored in our brain for the future use. We used to remember the things, whatever that we have learned, whatever that we have watch the video or movies, whatever that we have done, all those things are being saved in our brain for the future use. Likewise, computer is also having a unit in the CPU which is used to remember the things or the save the things, save the data, instructions or informations for the future use. The unit of the computer system where the data, instructions and informations are being stored for the future use, that is known as the computer memory unit or the storage unit. Here, go through the diagram, kids. The computer memory is divided into two types, primary memory and secondary memory. So before that, I would like to give you one example. In the computer lab, kids, in the computer lab, when the teacher gives you any instruction to do, means the teacher tells you to draw a diagram in the MS Paint. At that time, what you used to do? You will open the MS Paint and start drawing a diagram. So before switching off the computer, when you completed your drawing, before switching off the computer system, if you have not saved the file, it is not stored in the computer system. But before switching off the computer system, if you have saved the file with your file name, with your name, so it is being saved until and unless you delete the file. So here I would like to relate the example with the diagram. Before saving the file is being saved in the primary memory, but after saving the file with the proper file name, it is being saved in the secondary memory. So primary memory is temporary in nature, because if you switch off the computer system without saving the file, it is saved in the primary memory, it will be deleted or erased. You cannot see, when you come back tomorrow, you cannot see the file because you have not saved the file. But if you have saved the file with the proper file name, when you come again tomorrow, you can see, because it is saved in the secondary memory. So secondary memory is the temporary memory where the data, instructions are being saved until and unless you delete the file. Once again, the primary memory is divided into two types, RAM and ROM. RAM means random access memory, ROM means read only memory. RAM, random access memory, ROM, read only memory. So some examples of secondary memory are DVD, CD, pen drive, hard disk, etc. So once again children, I repeat, primary memory is temporary in nature, but the secondary memory is permanent in nature. In the primary memory, the data instructions are saved, are saved, but when you switch off the computer system, the data will be deleted. But in the secondary memory, if the data is saved, it will not be deleted until and unless you delete the file. So it is temporary in nature. Here the diagram of the ROM is given here. Read only memory, RAM, random access memory, compact disk. These are the examples of secondary memory: compact disk, hard disk. See, that is compact disk, CD, hard disk, PD or pen drive, DVD. All these storage devices, all the secondary storage devices, pen drive, DVD, hard disk and compact disk, these we are using nowadays very widely to store the information or data. So now our topic is over. Thank you. Good morning students. Welcome to the computer lecture. Students, we have already learned the lesson number 1, which is basic block diagram of a computer. So the diagram we have already learned. I have already explained each and every part of this basic block diagram in the previous videos. So let me revise once again. So the basic parts of a computer system in a basic block diagram are input unit, output unit, storage unit and CPU or central processing unit. So what is known as the input unit? Through which the data and instructions are inputted into the computer system is known as the input unit. So what is the storage unit? The data and instructions and the processed informations, everything is stored in the computer system for the future use, that is known as the storage unit. So what is CPU? CPU means central processing unit. CPU is of two types. Two basic parts are there within the CPU, CU and ALU. CU means control unit, ALU means arithmetic and logic unit. The control unit controls all the basic input, output and storage units attached to the computer system. And what is the work of ALU? ALU means arithmetic and logic unit. The actual calculations are done in the ALU. Whatever the data and instructions are given, the ALU or arithmetic logic unit works on the data and process it and gives it to the output for the display. So what is the output unit? Whatever the data is inputted through the input unit, it is processed in the CPU and the final information is displayed in the output unit. So next one point I would like to discuss. What is the difference between input unit and output unit? Here we will discuss all the points. Point 1. Input unit. The unit through which data and instructions are entered into the computer. So whatever that we are giving to the computer to process, those are known as the data, and what to do with the data, that is known as the instructions. And what do you mean by output unit? The unit through which information is generated after processing from the computer. Whatever the input data is given, the computer process on the data and instructions and gives the final result to we people, that is known as the information. And where it is being generated? It is generated or displayed in the output unit. Kids, Previously, in previous videos, I have already taken one example. Here I would like to take one more example. While making orange juice, the oranges are known as the data. What to do with the orange? We need to make the orange juice from the orange. So a grinder or the juicer is required where the processing will be done, and the final result is known as the orange juice. So here here the oranges are known as the data, and what to do with the data? To make it into the juice, that is known as the process. And what is the output? The orange juice is known as the output. Second point, the input unit converts the data and instructions into human readable form. Whatever the data is given, that is in the human form. So input unit converts the human language into the machine language to process. So what is the purpose of output unit? Converts the information into the human readable form. After processing, whatever the result comes, that is again in the machine form. So the output unit converts the machine information, machine language into the human readable form. Next point, what are the examples of input unit? Some of the examples are keyboard, mouse, microphone, etc. And what are the examples of output unit? Monitor, printer, and speaker. So these are the difference between input and output unit. We will end our video over here. Thank you. Good morning kids, welcome to the computer lecture. Kids, we have already completed our lesson number 1, which is the computer fundamentals and the basic block diagram of a computer system. Here in this lesson we have already learned all the different parts of a computer system and with the basic block diagram. With some examples were also there, so we have learned each and everything. So after that I have given one PDF of question and answers to you people. So what you have to do, you have to make the computer notebook and write down each and everything in the computer notebook, including all the MCQs, fill-ups, true or false, with question and answers in the computer notebook with a very good handwriting and proper numbering. Then after, today we will discuss each and every questions one by one, so that it will be easy for you people to understand everything properly. First one is fill in the blanks. The first fill up is dash is data that is processed. The answer will be information. How? See kids, we have already learned in the previous videos that whatever that we are giving to the computer system, that is known as the input data, and what the computer accepts the data, process on it, and gives the result as a information. So the whatever that we are getting back, that is known as the information. Next one is dash unit converts the data into machine readable form for further processing. Answer will be input. How? See, I have already said you people, whatever that we are giving to the computer system, it is in the human readable form. The computer machine doesn't understand whatever that we are giving to it. So the input unit needs to convert the human language into machine readable form. Next, the third one will be the the dash is directly accessed by the CPU. Answer will be primary storage. The storage unit is again divided into two types, primary memory and the secondary memory. Here the primary memory is directly accessible by the CPU. Next one is the dash unit coordinates and controls all activities of the computer. Answer is control unit. How? The main purpose of a control unit is to control overall all the devices those are connected to the computer system, and if whether they are working properly or not, it is being monitored by the control unit. Next one is dash is used to permanently hold and save all data and information processed by the computer. Answer is secondary storage. The secondary storage is used to permanently hold whatever that we are typing in a typing in the computer system, and if we are saving the things in a secondary memory, those are permanent in nature. So that if we people will switch off the computer system, the data will not be erased. Next it comes to true or false. First one, arithmetic operators are the type of operations in which decisions is involved. False. Why? The arithmetic operators include addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. All the decision capacities are known as the logical operators. So the answer will be false. Some of the common output devices are monitor, printer and speaker. True, because these are the examples of the output devices. Next one is ROM is temporary in nature. False. Why? So whatever the things those are saved in the ROM, it is being erased when the computer is switched off. ROM is temporary in nature. The answer will be false. Why? Whatever the things that we are saving in a ROM, it is permanently being saved for the future use. Next it comes to the CPU consists of the control unit and the arithmetic unit. The CPU consists of CU and ALU, which is known as the control unit and arithmetic unit, and the answer will be true. So we have covered all the true or false and the fill-ups in this video. In the next video we will learn the question answers. Welcome back, kids. So we will continue with the exercise of the lesson number 1. Fill in the blanks once again. Dash storage stores several programs, documents and database, etc. This is secondary memory, because whatever the things that we are saving in the secondary storage device is permanent in nature. The components of the CPU that perform arithmetic and logical operations are called ALU. So in the fill answer will be logical. Then third one, the output unit accepts result from the dash unit of computer. The output unit accepts the result from the processing unit. Whatever the data that we are giving to the computer system, the processing unit process on it and give it back to the output unit to display the result. So the answer will be processing unit. The next one is the dash unit coordinates and controls all activities of a computer. The answer is control unit, because the control unit acts as a monitor of the, means it is the head of the computer system who coordinates and controls overall activities of a computer system. In order to store the data permanently, the data has to be transferred to the secondary memory. Once again I am telling you, dear friend and dear students, here the answer will be secondary memory, because whatever the things that we are saving in a computer system for the future use, it has to be stored in the secondary memory, because the secondary memory is permanent in nature. It will not be erased if the computer system is switched off. Then answer the following. The first question is, what are input devices? So you need to write down some examples of the input devices. Some of the common input devices are keyboard, mouse, scanner, etc. And next one is, second one, what is ALU? ALU, the full form of the ALU is the arithmetic and logic unit, which performs all the arithmetic operators such as addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, and the logical operations which are less than and greater than. So all the things are being performed by the ALU. So you need to write down the answer of 4 to 5 lines for 2 marks. This will come in an examination of 2 mark each. So next it comes to what is CPU. This is the brain of a computer system. The CPU means Central Processing Unit. The full form of a CPU is Central Processing Unit. This is the brain of a computer system. This is the part of the computer that executes the instructions and performs the actual computing and processing of data. CPU is made up of ALU and CU. ALU means arithmetic and logic unit. CU means control unit. Done? Kids, see, what you have to do, you have to remember each and every question and answers properly. If the question, I hear these are the question and answers from the exercise. The questions may also come from the textbook, so you need to read the textbook properly so that you can answer all the question and answers in the examination. See kids, some more questions, like you need to write down 2 examples of input devices. What you will write there? 2 devices examples are keyboard and mouse. If the question comes, write down 2 examples of output unit. So what you will write? Monitor and monitor and printer. If the question will come, write down the 2 parts of a CPU. The CPU consists of 2 parts, means you need to write down ALU and CU. And if the question comes, name 2 types of primary storage devices, you need to write down RAM and ROM. RAM means random access memory and ROM means read only memory. Maybe the question may come like, write down the different storage devices. So you need to write down 2 types of storage devices are primary memory and the secondary memory. So in this way the questions may come. So read the textbook properly so that you can answer all the questions properly. So we will end our video here. Thank you.